Berlin has a TV tower built by atheists that projects a giant cross onto the sky every single sunny day. The East German government spent years trying to fix it. Nothing worked. West Berliners called it the Pope's Revenge. That is Berlin, a city that cannot stop contradicting itself. These are 44 insane facts about Berlin that will change how you see it. A wall that accidentally created a wildlife paradise. A nightclub that runs for 60 hours without stopping. A city rebuilt entirely from its own rubble. And a soldier who leapt to freedom and never recovered from it. Let's go. East Germany built that TV tower in 1969 to demonstrate the power of atheist communist engineering. The tower stands 368 meters tall, and it is still the tallest building in Germany today. On sunny days, the sun reflects off the spherical observation deck and projects a glowing cross visible across the entire city. East German authorities tried repeatedly to modify the sphere to eliminate the cross. Every attempt failed. The tower still projects a cross over Berlin on every sunny day, and there is nothing anyone can do about it. When the Berlin Wall went up in 1961, it created a 160-kilometer barrier around West Berlin. It also accidentally created one of the most biodiverse wildlife corridors in Europe. The no man's land between the two walls was called the Death Strip. Armed guards shot anyone who crossed it, but nobody shot the animals. For 28 years, rabbits, foxes, deer, and rare bird species colonized the Death Strip, completely undisturbed. When the wall came down in 1989, wildlife experts discovered thriving animal populations living in a strip of land that had been one of the most heavily militarized zones on Earth. The Berlin Wall killed at least 140 people who tried to cross it between 1961 and 1989. The East German government never published an official list. Families of victims were not always told how their relatives died. East German border guards who shot people attempting to escape were following orders under a policy called the Schießbefehl, the shoot-to-kill order. After reunification, several border guards were prosecuted for following those orders. The politicians who gave the orders were largely not prosecuted. On the night of August 12, 1961, a 19-year-old East German soldier named Conrad Schumann was guarding a section of freshly laid barbed wire. He had been standing there for hours, watching West Berliners on the other side. At 4 p.m., he ran, sprinted toward the wire, and leapt over it into West Berlin. A photographer named Peter Liebing captured the exact moment he jumped. The image went around the world in hours. Schumann spent the next 28 years in West Germany, unable to see his family in the East. In 1998, 9 years after the wall fell, Schumann hanged himself in an orchard near his childhood home. He never recovered from the guilt of leaving. In October 1961, American and Soviet tanks faced each other directly across Checkpoint Charlie for 16 hours. Neither side moved, neither side blinked. It was the closest the Cold War ever came to direct military confrontation between the two superpowers. Both sides eventually withdrew simultaneously. Nobody fired a single shot. The standoff ended not through diplomacy, but because both sides quietly reversed their tanks at the same time and agreed never to officially mention it again. Berlin has been the capital of 5 completely different countries: the Kingdom of Prussia, the German Empire, the Weimar Republic, Nazi Germany, and modern reunified Germany. Each version had different borders, different governments, different flags, and different ideologies. The same city has hosted a monarchy, a democracy, a fascist dictatorship, a divided Cold War city, and a modern European capital. No other city on Earth has been the capital of so many fundamentally different political systems. Quick question, have you subscribed yet? New video every week, and we are just getting started. West Berlin was not part of West Germany. It was a democratic island, surrounded entirely by communist East Germany, accessible from West Germany only through specific air corridors and road checkpoints. Every flight in and out had to follow Soviet-approved flight paths. One wrong turn meant an international incident. For 28 years, West Berliners lived inside a city that was geographically, politically, and physically surrounded by a foreign country. The city had its own government, its own currency, and its own laws, but was technically under Allied military occupation until 1990. Berlin was almost completely destroyed in World War II. By May 1945, approximately 80% of the city center had been reduced to rubble. An estimated 75 million cubic meters of debris covered the city, enough to fill the Colosseum 750 times. Berliners cleared most of it by hand over the following decade, piling debris into artificial hills that still exist across the city today. The highest of these hills, the Teufelsberg, reaches 120 meters and was built entirely from the ruins of the city. An abandoned American spy station sits on top of it. Berlin has more canals than Venice. The city contains 180 kilometers of waterways, 960 bridges, and a network of rivers and lakes covering 6% of its total area. Venice has approximately 150 canals and 400 bridges. Berlin has more of both. Nobody associates Berlin with canals because nobody bothered to tell them. Museum Island in the city center holds 5 of the world's most significant museum collections. The Pergamon Museum contains entire ancient buildings transported brick by brick from the Middle East to Berlin in the 19th century. The Ishtar Gate from Babylon, built in 575 BC, was dismantled, shipped to Berlin, and reassembled inside a museum. Iraq has been requesting its return for decades. Berlin has not returned it. Berlin has more museums than rainy days. The city averages 106 rainy days per year and contains approximately 175 museums. Among them are a currywurst museum, a cannabis museum, a museum of illusions, and a museum of forgotten objects. There is also a museum dedicated entirely to things that failed. Exhibits include the Soviet economy, New Coke, and the Segway. Berlin takes failure seriously enough to preserve it. Berlin is the techno capital of the world. The city has no mandatory closing time for clubs on weekends. Berghain, the most famous club on Earth, operates continuously from Friday evening to Monday morning. That is 60 hours of uninterrupted music. Entry is decided by a single bouncer, whose rejection rate is estimated at 50%. Successful entry requires no visible signs of trying to get in. The club is housed in a former East German power station. There are no windows. Phones are taped over at the door. The music does not stop for 3 days. Berlin has more kebab shops than Istanbul. In the early 1970s, a Turkish immigrant named Kadir Norman invented the doner kebab as street food near Zoo Station, with sliced meat in flatbread, salad, and sauce, designed for commuters who needed to eat while walking. There are now over 1,600 kebab shops in Berlin. Istanbul has fewer. Germany invented the modern kebab, Turkey gets the credit, and Berlin feeds 400,000 people doner kebab every single year. The largest frozen pizza factory in Europe is in Berlin. Over 1 million pizzas are produced there daily. Some are exported to Italy. Germany produces Italian pizza at industrial scale and ships it to the country that invented pizza. Italy has not publicly commented on this. Berlin has 2 zoos, one built on each side of the wall during the division. The Western Zoo, the Berlin Zoologischer Garten, is the oldest in Germany and contains more animal species than any other zoo on Earth. The Eastern Zoo, the Tierpark, is the largest parkland zoo in Europe. After reunification, Berlin ended up with 2 complete competing zoos rather than merging them. Both are still operating. Both are excellent. Berlin simply has too much of everything. The postcard was invented in Berlin. In 1865, Heinrich Stephan, Berlin's postmaster, proposed a small piece of cardboard with a postage stamp that could carry short messages without an envelope. His colleagues rejected it as too casual. Austria adopted the idea in 1869. Stephan brought it to Berlin in 1870. Every postcard sent anywhere in the world since 1870 exists because a Berlin postmaster had an idea his colleagues initially thought was ridiculous. Berlin's strangest truths hide in a TV tower that accidentally became a religious symbol, a death strip that became a wildlife sanctuary, and a city that turned its own rubble into hills and put a spy station on top. If you want more insane facts about Europe's most extraordinary cities, subscribe now, drop your favorite fact in the comments, and watch the Rome episode if you have not yet.